was true, from a certain point of view.
A prophecy that misread could have been.
Only a Sith deals in absolutes.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Unlearn what you have learned.
Hello, my fellow Jedi and Padawan friends. This is Jason from Star Wars and Philosophy, and today I wanted to talk about a statement that seems to guide Star Wars, and it comes up a couple times in Episode 3, The Revenge of the Sith, and that is that only Sith deal in absolutes. So, is that true, and what does that mean? And so, before we get into that, I just want to remind you, as always, please, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and enable notifications. And I post on Star Wars and cults several times a week, and this will allow you to not miss a beat. And if you like the content, give a thumbs up, share the video, click on recommended videos, comment down below. All of that helps to support the channel. Thank you all so much. So now let's get into this statement. It's said a couple of times. One is, this is one of the ways in which Anakin was able to identify Palpatine as the Sith Lord that they've been looking for. And he says, only a Sith deals in absolutes. And that was one of the clues. And then later it comes up when Darth Vader, at that point, Anakin had turned to the dark side. Darth Vader is battling with Obi-Wan Kenobi on Mustafar. And then Obi-Wan says to him, now that I know that you're a Sith, only a Sith deals in absolutes. Okay, so my question is, one, is this true? And I would submit to you, no, it is not. There are many, many, many statements that the Jedi make, and just about everybody makes in Star Wars, that are absolute statements. I will give you an example. Do or do not, there is no try. Okay? Yes, I know that Obi-Wan says stuff like, so what I told you was true from a certain point of view. Yes, I do know that. A prophecy misread, it may have been. I know that there is a lot of vagueness. I know there is a move towards the gray. I know that there is a shifting and shadowing that goes on with the truth in Star Wars. But the reality still stands that both the Jedi and the Sith use absolute statements in equality. And the Sith don't just deal in absolutes. Everything is not right or wrong. There's a lot of gray and dancing around it. And even, Palpatine says, some consider these things to be unnatural. But not everybody. Not all Sith do. Not all Jedi do. And so neither side exclusively deals in absolutes, and neither side doesn't deal in absolutes, and so that statement is absolutely wrong. But on a greater level and on a cultural level, this has become a very popular thing to talk about, that that there is no absolutes, and that there is no truth or an error, there is no right or wrong, that it's all culturally motivated, it's all individually relative to the circumstance and to the individual and what is going on at the time. And unless you know all the facts, you can't make a judgment call what is right or wrong. But here's the problem with that. We have a thing called justice. Okay? And justice cannot exist unless there are some kind of standard of right and wrong. And it has to be a universal, something that applies to everybody at any given time. And so we have justice, but we also have things like science. And science itself is not perfect, and it doesn't necessarily deal with absolutes unless you're talking about the scientific method. And scientific method is viewed very much so as an absolute. And so that would be something that would make something either true or false. And we also have other subjects in school, of course, mathematics. Does 2 + 2 equal 4, or can it equal 5, 6, 7? Any number you want. And that would kind of make it hard to grade a math test, and I think it would make it hard to write any kind of history book. Is there an objective way to know whether something is true or not? And can, if we are just a process of random things and coincidence and accident, then if we're just predetermined chemicals making a conclusion about things, then can we even trust our own judgment calls when it comes to truth or error, right or wrong, or any of these things? And so I would love to hear what you have to say about this. Do the Sith only deal in absolutes, or only the Sith deal in absolutes? And what does this mean for Star Wars? What does it mean for culture? I would love to hear your thoughts down below. Until next time, may His Force be with you.
Now, fulfill your destiny.
I want to encourage you, if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and share this video with others and this channel with others. It helps every time you do that. It actually helps the channel out financially, and it helps us to grow and get in front of others.